I survived Israeli aggressions in 2008, 2012, 2014, 2021, 2022, and even in May 2023, there was an Israeli aggression just before the very famous one. I am sure that the majority of people, they don't know about this aggression simply because Israel was not attacked like in October the 7th. So I always ask the people one question. A lot of people know about October the 7th, but who knows about 27th of December 2008? In that very date, I was just 10 years old, waiting for my bus at the middle of the street in front of the residential tower that my family and I used to live in. Then, suddenly, at that main time, an Israeli airstrike started at the street. The both ends of the street were bombed. I only saw black flames, fire, people screaming, children running, shards of glasses just falling above my head and shoulders, and so on. I remember that day, I ran to my mom screaming, "Mom, it's the end of life, it's the last day of life, it's the day of justice," as we say, we Muslims. Then when I get older, I discovered that Western media described all the events that I lived in that day simply as Israeli strike. They erased all the crying, the screaming, everything I lived in that very day, simply in that very short term. I always believed that if the world knew about what's happened in the Nakba in 1948, or even in the massacres like Sabra and Shatella one in 1982, or about the whole Palestinian villages that were erased, like At-Tantura village or Deir Yassin, the world will not let us suffer to that much. I used to believe this. So I lost my belief in journalism and I didn't want to be a journalist anymore, simply because it appeared for me that it's not that we are invisible. The world chose not to see us. After 2 years of hyper-visible genocide, while media outlets turning a blind eye about what's happening in Gaza, using their own terms to describe the children, for example, as young people and so on, visibility doesn't produce action. Not because people did not sympathize with us. A lot of people did, like people like you, but the problem was in governments. Media played a role like they are completing the role of political complicity and political regimes. And I discovered that there is no democracies. Governments are the same in the whole world, even in the global south or in the global north. But the difference that in the global south, dictatorships are clearly declared, while in the global north, dictatorships are dressed by democracy. They are like just bragging that they have democratic regimes, they have systems, we have elections, but they ignoring the voices of the people who were protesting in the streets every week at the United Kingdom, for example. And I discovered that it's really pointless to be a journalist. But I still believe in the human. I still believe that humanity should lead and govern and dominate, and that's why we are here today, to still educate ourselves and to educate our children, not only about how Palestine will be free, because Palestine will be free, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but definitely someday. But the problem is to educate our children how the whole world could be free as Palestine.